Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited about today's video because we are going to be testing out a couple of products from a relatively new affordable makeup brand, and that is the brand Profusion. Now when I was in my Walmart just this morning, I noticed that there was a new display from this brand. I have not seen them at Walmart before, and I have actually seen this brand before at Marshall's. I actually picked up this contour palette about a year and a half ago, and have been extremely impressed with the quality of these contour powders. So I was just really excited to pick a couple things up from this brand, try them out for you guys, and let you know if I think they're worth the price point and worth maybe looking into, particularly this kind of holiday season, as there are a lot of new makeup releases. So I did pick up two things from the display. The first is an eyeshadow palette. Now they had quite a few different eyeshadow palettes there. They're all 21 color palettes. That's pretty, that's a lot of colors that you get. They're $9.88. The one that I went with is in the Sienna's version. Very neutral, but a couple pops of color in here. This is really just, I definitely have these colors other places in my collection, but this is the one I really wanted to try out first. Also, this is the one that they had on display as a tester, so I actually had a chance to kind of finger swatch some of these in store and just see how they kind of felt. But they do have a lot of other color options for those of you that are interested. I also picked up the highlight and contour palette from them. I decided to go with this one because I have had good experience with their contour, with the other contour palette that I have from them, so I really wanted to see if this compares to that one that I have. They also had a blush palette I was interested in. I didn't end up picking that one up. I just wanted to go with two products today. So in this palette, you get one matte contour shade right here. This looks like a perfect contour shade for my skin tone. I think if you have like medium to light skin tones, this would probably work for you. If you have very deep skin tones, I think this might be too light for you. Then you also get these three highlight shades here, and these are basically shimmery. It looks like shimmery kind of bronzers or highlights for someone with a much deeper skin tone. I don't see myself using these two very often, but I definitely am interested to try these highlight shades and also of course this contour. So that's what we're going to be trying out today. Quick heads up, I already have all of my foundation and concealer on. I have my eyeshadow primer on, my eyebrows are done. So let me zoom you guys in and we will get started. All right guys, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the eyes first. Now before we get started on the eyes, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of live finger swatching with you guys. So there are 7 shimmers in here and 14 mattes. Now I really love the color range in here. I think that you get a nice variety. I definitely think this kind of reminds me a little bit, color story wise, of like a Morphe palette. You get a lot of colors that are very, they're different, but they're very similar. And I wonder if on the eyes, if you'll be able to really tell much of a difference. I can't say that. That's just kind of like the impression that I get just by looking at this. But again, I paid $9.88 for this palette, so I don't really expect massive variety. But let me go ahead and show you guys some of the shimmers in here. Now here they are kind of on my finger. They definitely feel pretty nice. I would say they're relatively buttery. I don't think that these are probably the most buttery, even when it comes to like drugstore shadows. I think they're a little bit stiffer, a little bit, I don't know if I'd call them chalky, just a little bit less pigmented, at least for a shimmer compared to some of the ones I've tried before. Here are a couple more of the shimmers. Let me see if I can fit them on there. You kind of see right there. I know these are not amazing swatches, but I just want to give you guys just an idea of how they kind of look. Now let's go into a couple of the mattes in here. I'm going to swatch these two right here, the orange and the yellow. And then I'm also going to take this kind of purpley color right here. So let's start with those. Here is the yellow. Then we have the orange right there. That is pretty bright, that orange actually. And there is kind of the like plum sort of purple color. Those actually seem to swatch a little bit better than the shimmers did in my opinion, but again, we'll see how these work on the eyes. Let me take just a couple of the browns. We have like a reddy brown down here, a chocolatey brown, and then let's go with like a very light transition shade brown. So here's kind of the red brown. Looks pretty nice. This is kind of the like more chocolatey deep brown. And then this one right here is like your transition sort of brown. These definitely feel pretty nice. I think they have pretty good pigmentation. Again, we'll see how these perform on the eyes, but I just wanted to show you guys just the variety kind of that you get, just give you an idea of how these feel compared to some of my other shadows. I think they're feeling nice so far. I definitely don't think these feel like it, like say an Anastasia shadow or an Urban Decay shadow, but I'm not expecting them to. So far I'm relatively impressed. So I think for today's look, I really want to kind of try out some of these pink toned shades. So we're gonna kind of stick with kind of that color theme. I'm gonna start off in my transition with this color right here. This is the color Adventurous, and I'm gonna take that on my Morphe M504 brush, and we're just gonna pop that kind of slightly in and above the crease area right there. This is a perfect transition color. All right, so there's that one so far. So now I want to go in to this color right here. This is the color Devoted, which is kind of the matte pinky purple. And I'm gonna take that on my Morphe M505 brush. This one's just a little bit stiffer, a little bit smaller, and we're gonna start kind of concentrating that a little bit more right into the crease and outer corner of the eye. That's really pretty. I think that's, I hope you can kind of catch that on camera, but I think that's really pretty. It's got really pretty decent pigmentation. I mean, that's just one layer right there. Okay, so now I want to go in with this darkest color in here. We're going to go in with, I'm kind of deciding between this one and this one. I'll show you if I swatch these two on my finger. You'll see that they're very similar. They're basically the same depth, but this one's a little bit warmer, this one's a little bit cooler. And I'm kind of trying to decide if I kind of think warmer might work better for this look. So let's go in with that warm color. This is the color Groovy. Right here, it's kind of the warm brown right there in the center of the bottom row. I'm gonna take my MAC 217 brush, and we're just gonna try to start building that up right at the outer corner of the eye. Not bad. That's not bad. I mean, that's pretty nice and deep. Hopefully that's kind of coming through on camera, but it really is building up really nicely. Okay, let's go into this color right here. This is the shimmer color in Bite. I love this color. I think it is so pretty. I hope on the eyes my fingers can get this on there. Okay, I generally prefer to use my fingers with shimmer colors. I just feel like it usually gives me the best pigmentation. So with this color, I'm applying this with my finger, but I'm just kind of applying it from like this portion of my eyelid to like right there. So I want to keep this very outer corner of my eye clear, and also this inner like third of my lid clear, because we're going to apply something else right there. So I'm really just kind of concentrating this mostly in the center. Now I do think at first application you don't get a lot of color payoff, but that's really building up pretty nice. I mean, I'm getting quite a bit of that really like pinky purple sort of color coming through. I think that's so pretty. Okay, so that, can you guys see that? I think that's really pretty. Okay, what I'm most impressed with right now is just the gradient that I have going on from here up through here, and I feel like that just comes from the blendability of these. They definitely blended really nicely together. I don't feel like they got really muddy. Like I still kind of see some color differentiation here, but it's a really nice kind of gradient and blend. I'm pretty impressed with these, I will be honest. Okay, let's move into this color right here. This is the color Dizzy. It's kind of like a pink with a gold reflect to it. This is such a pretty and interesting color. I'm going to apply that just to the inner sort of third of my lid. I'm kind of blending in or applying it, like overlapping that previous color that I put on, but I want to leave the very most inner corner open for a lighter shimmer color. So there is that color right there. That I think looks so beautiful. I really love the way those colors are working together. All right, so now for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is the shade Exclusive. It's kind of like a very gold toned champagne color. And again, with my pinky finger, which I wiped off, we're just gonna kind of pop that right on that inner corner area. Okay, so that is it for the upper lash line. So now let's move into the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I want to take this color right here, which is kind of a more orangey tone transition color. It's the color Oasis. And I'm going to pop that on a Real Techniques shading brush. And we're just going to start sort of building that up right on the center part of the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to take this color right here, the shimmery cranberry color in Bite, and then I'm going to take an Alamar Cosmetics flat shader brush, and we're just going to kind of build that up right, kind of the same area, but just a little bit closer to the lash line. Just want to bring a little bit of that kind of cranberry color down here to the lower lash line. And now I'm going to go in with the warm chocolatey brown. color Groovy, and with that same brush, I'm just going to apply that right up against the lashes, just right there at the outer third. And kind of like pull that up to meet kind of this shadow area right there. All right, guys, so there are the eyes. I'm gonna go in with some liner and also some mascara, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so let's move on to the contour and highlight palette. I'm gonna start off by taking this matte contour shade, and with an Aesthetica P12 brush, I'm just gonna kind of start applying that just right to the hollows of my cheeks. I really didn't pick the best day to try out this product because there is a lot of concealer on this little guy right here, but cannot leave it alone last night, and I kind of made an Everest out of a mountain because this thing is huge. Oh my goodness. I should have just left it alone. It wasn't ready to be played with or messed with. I should have just let it be, put my spot treatment on it, and moved on. But do you guys ever do that? We all do that, don't we? Sometimes just get a little too impatient. Or maybe we're a little bit stressed, and that's a way to relieve stress, is to like pick at our face. I was curious about these like bronzy highlight shades. I'm going to swatch those for you guys. You can see they are very shimmery. I definitely would not, these two right here. I was thinking maybe those would work as like a bronzer topper, but I definitely think they're a little bit too shimmery. I probably would only put those on my eyes. I think they would be really pretty eyeshadows though. I mean, that bronze right there is really nice, but we'll save that for another day. All right, so now moving in to the highlight. So I'm gonna just swatch these for you guys really quick. Okay, that's impressive. So hopefully you guys can see these highlights underneath the swatches that I did. These are the matte shades that kind of stained my arm a little bit, and I definitely think the mattes for the eyeshadows, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, definitely were kind of the standout for me. But here are the highlights. Holy cow, that is impressive to me. I was not expecting these to be that buttery and intense looking. Wow. Okay, I'm excited to put these on my face. Let's go for it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in with the kind of pink toned shade right here. This is just like a champagne-y pink. It's in the color Heartfelt, and I'm taking a Luxie tapered highlighter brush. And I'm going to go in with a really light hand because I have a feeling these are going to be pretty intense. And we're just going to kind of start. Wow. Can you guys see that? I hope that you can see that. I'm not very good at like catching the light in the right way on camera. I feel like my highlight never looks very good on camera. I don't know if it's like a lighting thing or a posing thing, but I just can't usually seem to get them to really show up. But that's intense and pretty. I definitely think that's really, really pretty. Honestly, that surprises me. I really did not have high expectations of this. I think it's because of the packaging. I mean, if you look at this little sheet right here, this is really poor packaging, but the quality of, honestly, even just this one highlight alone for $4.88, I think is amazing. But then you combine that with, you know, this other one that I'm sure is also going to be really great. Possibly this one right here, especially in the summertime, it might be a perfect highlight for me. And then a really good contour shade. I feel like that is a steal. Okay, I'm gonna pop a little bit on my nose. And then on my Cupid's bow, I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna go into kind of the gold shade. And I'm gonna pop that just right. Okay, so I'm gonna top things off with a little bit of blush. I'm taking the Milani powder blush in the color Tea Rose. I'm just going to put a little bit of this just on the apples of my cheeks. All right, guys, now I'm going to go put on some lipstick and I will be right back with my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so here is the finished look. I have to say I am super impressed with these products. I mean, the fact that I spent less than $15 on both of these items and the fact that I was able to get this look, I feel like it really surprised me. I mean, I had high hopes going into this, but I didn't have very high expectations. Do I think these are as good quality as some of my higher end eyeshadow formulas specifically? Definitely not. These definitely are not quite as pigmented or as rich or intense or as buttery, but they are buildable and they are blendable, and I think you can get a really beautiful look out of these. I really am impressed. I'm excited to try out some of the other colors. I'm excited to try out some of the warmer browns and the reds in here, some of these golds. I don't know, I think this is a really good palette for $9.88. Now really quickly, I want to mention packaging. I definitely think the packaging on these, I think the eyeshadow, if I was to grade the packaging just overall as far as quality of packaging, I would give this one probably like a C plus, maybe. I think this one's decent. It's not the worst packaging for a drugstore item I've ever seen, but I would give the highlight palette, the packaging on this highlight palette, I would definitely give like a D, because I think this is really kind of poor, flimsy packaging, but I am absolutely okay with that. I paid $4.88 for this thing, and the products inside, everything that I used today, I think outperformed some of my higher end products. I was blown away by this highlight right here. I think it is amazing. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It's really intense. If you like an intense highlight, I definitely think that you should check this out. I do think this contour color is perfect for someone that has a lighter skin tone. I just am overall really impressed with these. Let me know if you guys have seen these popping up at your local Walmart. I don't know if Target carries these again this year. I know Target was carrying these for a while. I will let you guys know in the comments section below how this look ends up performing, but I am super impressed with these. I really love how this look turned out. I definitely think this is a palette that I will reach for again. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope that those of you that maybe have been eyeing this brand, hopefully this will help you make a decision. I definitely would put my stamp of approval on this for the price point. I think at least what I picked up and tried today, I really was impressed. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by my channel today. I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.